The next question comes from Chrissy Humbard. And this question is, with new development coming in and charging $35 to $50 a square foot, what would you do to ensure that small businesses can stay in Hyattsville? How can Hyattsville attract more small businesses? And this goes to you, Ms. Crossley. First question.
I'm sorry. Just as I stated, I think we need to support small businesses in that way. And also we need to talk to the county about giving subsidies to small businesses. I remember there was a restaurant up near the metro years ago. It was a New Orleans restaurant, and the county actually backed that restaurant. They were able to survive for a period of time, but they didn't make it, and that's unfortunate. But I think the county needs to do more of that, and I think the city needs to participate and help to do that kind of thing, so that these small businesses these small startups can actually get started and get off to a really good start.
Thank you, Mr. Shibley. And I should say this is a 2-minute question as well.
I'm going to recount another conversation I've had on the campaign trail, and this one was with the owner of Los Cocineros, a Mexican and El Salvadoran restaurant that opened up on near Giant on East West Highway, and his business is doing good, but he didn't feel like he was getting a tremendous amount of attention from the city staff. Meaning that he would like to have more check-ins, more communications, and just a show of appreciation. He is a restaurateur with 3 businesses whose business was in high demand. And I think there's a sense of he's opened up his business and he hasn't had any contact or communication since he opened up his business, and he was kind of surprised by that. I've talked about, again, when I talked with Erica, the square foot conversation came up and how much some new development will be asking on a square foot basis for the retail space. And her advice was that only chains would be able to pay that high square footage. The local independent feel of a lot of our Hyattsville businesses that we've cultivated wouldn't be able to do that. So that, to me, that begged the question as to what we're getting with this development and what sort of bookends do we want. It did occur to me, I'm not saying this is a policy proposal that I'm going to initiate, but I ran this by Erica and she was supportive of it. And that would be to make it so it maybe in certain parts of our city, we will grandfather existing chain businesses, but we will only allow independent and locally run businesses to occupy commercial space moving forward.
Thank you for that response. Mr. Bach?
Sure. So that small business that wants to expand, or even some small business that wants to initiate their business in Hyattsville, that's great. That's great news. The real issue you want to address again is that you lower the barrier of them accessing people, processes, policies, platforms, and partners. All right, you want to get all those. There are 5 Ps that you want to address, and for any business, when they are addressed easier, they will be able to thrive in whatever location they want to thrive in. So I think one thing I would just throw out there right now is one thing we should do is, once again, leverage our residents and meet their work and lifestyle demands, and marry them up with the business's labor demands. And hopefully that local business has a lower cost, for example, for hiring their people. So they're accessing people easily, right? And then you want to do enforce similar measures, enact similar things via our governance, that'll make their barriers to entry or expansion lower. So with that, I think that business can do well. Thanks.